little issue. Might be a little crooked right now. Can you fix that? All right, everybody, please come back to us. We had a few people on the last one. You guys come back. All right, I'm gonna get people back.
Ask questions.
Okay.
Hit
So
like.
you can go ahead and share this on your guys' page now, since this is the thread we're going to use. Back in business.
Okay.
All right. Just gotta wait for a few more people to get there.
Let us know if you're there so we can start soon.
We should get alerts when people show up.
Okay, there's James Torres. Hi, James.
Okay. All right. You should text Maddie and let her know when you come back on. All right. Here we go. Yay, Ina's in. Ina, can you send us some hearts? All right, we're waiting for you guys to come into the chat. Come on in. Don't be shy. We need everybody to find their way back to it. That's the thing. Okay. Come on. Who's still in the room? Let's see.
Don't be shy. We have raffle prizes.
Ina. Ina, guess what? Facebook heard our music playing in the background and it shut us down because we didn't have licensing for the music. So, note to self, Facebook has like their embedded system where they recognize music. So, don't make that mistake at home. Can you guys hear us? Give us a thumbs up if you can actually hear our voices. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started in a few minutes. We're going to wait for a few more people to get in here.
Hi, Ina.
Let's see.
She said haters. They are.
We're going to need Nettie to find her way back in here. Nettie, where are you? Let's see. There. All right.
My friend wants to join.
Oh, cool.
What link do I tell her?
So if she goes to Sandra Tommy Real Estate on Facebook, or it's just Facebook/SQ Real Estate 1 is the exact link. Yeah, tell your friends to join.
Or make sure they're on your page.
Come through. James, can you help Nettie find her way back? Okay. We are just waiting a little while longer.
So kind of like, well, I don't know how to do it.
What's that?
I think you're already
Shared the
copy.
page.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is why live TV is crazy. Okay. All right, you guys there yet? We have people in here. Where are all the people that's supposed to show up? Where are you guys at? Who's running late? Who's having a late dinner? All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Whoever chimes in a little later, know that you could still get in on a raffle prize. My name is Sandra. Sandra Katami, you're on the real estate page now. And we put together this wonderful panel for you today. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys hear about who is here. We have Natalie here from Movement Mortgage, and she'll go ahead and introduce herself, and then Sandra will go ahead and tell us about her credit fix business. So go on.
I'm Natalie Salins. I work for Movement Mortgage. I started in the business about 12 or 13 years ago with Countrywide, and have joined the team at Movement Mortgage about 3 years ago. Incredible mortgage company. It's a mortgage bank, and I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sandra Ruiz. My company is called Bigshire Credit Consulting. I've been doing credit repair for a long time. I started off as a mortgage broker, and then started doing credit repair for my clients, and then just stopped doing loans, and this is all we do now.
Awesome. Thank you. And we have Nettie. Nettie, you found your way back to the page. Oh, okay. Ina has a question up front. Okay. Do you see that question up there? I think that's a question for you, Natalie.
What's it say?
I can't read.
Ladies are in the luxury market, due diligence compared to standard home. Oh no, I can't see it.
Okay.
Home sale of about 800. 800,000 home sale. Depending on your down payment will depend on what kind of financing is available, because anything over a loan of 680,000 is considered a jumbo loan. So on 800,000, if you're even just putting 20% down, you're still in conventional financing land. So with that said, if it's an $800,000 purchase, you could put as little as 120,000 down, as long as we stick to that 680 loan amount. And then there are options if you want mortgage insurance or not. Do two loans. The luxury market here in LA is most of the time over that 800 mark, though.
Yeah, definitely for luxury market in LA, that's definitely above that. But, you know, there are definitely other parts here in Southern California that are not, where that would be considered a luxury market. So mindful of that. Now, we did promise you some raffle prizes at the beginning for all of you that showed up, so we don't want to forget that portion there. So we are going to go ahead and run a raffle right now on the side as we begin, but know that those of you that are in the room right now are going to be eligible for a $50 gift card. So we're going to go ahead and let you know in a few minutes who won the raffle, but I want to take the time to get right into it because we are a little behind schedule. One of the things I really want to touch on initially is the pre-approval process, which is the first step that we'll need to have. Oh, thanks for the hearts.
I know, I just
Yay! More hearts. That makes me feel good inside because I had a moment with Facebook's music shutdown. So, so please, oh, see, now everybody heard raffle prizes. Now people are showing up. Now you guys want in on the gift cards. Smart, very smart. So what we'll do now is actually talk a little bit about pre-approval, because that's essentially what you'll need to do first before we go out and discuss about what your wants, needs are for your home, what it is that you'll want to look at, and seeing what's available. So we're going to actually have Natalie chime back right in and talk a little bit about the pre-approval process, what that looks like, and what people need to be prepared for. Yeah.
Yeah. So the pre-approval process is a process where the loan officer takes an application from you. We get a bunch of information on your current and past housing, current and past employment, and we get your social security, things like that, so that we can pull credit. And we review a bunch of documentation to see what kind of loan and mortgage amount you qualify for. When it comes to qualifying for a mortgage, there are three things that are the most important aspects that we review, which is your credit, your income, and your assets. Income being the most important, because in today's market, you can have scarred credit and you can have a small down payment. You just have to be able to show that you can pay for the loan. So the down payment we don't worry about as much, and the credit we do worry about, because we have to make sure that you haven't had foreclosures and short sales and things like that in the past year or 2 or 3. But when it comes to income, that's where it's like definitely need to verify that aspect.
All right, we have a question that just came in from David regarding pre-approval. Do you see that?
Yes.
How more should I expect? I can be approved once I found the house I love.
Okay.
Oh, we've got 2 questions. Michelle had a question. Okay.
If I'm pre-approved. Okay. So what happens is I review all the documentation, and then we have our main phone call. So we take the application, I pull the credit, I review that, I review your income docs, I call you back, and that's when we really discuss numbers. I say, okay, look, you qualify for this, but regardless of what you qualify for me, it's very important that you feel comfortable with the mortgage payment. So we chat about those numbers, and I tell my buyers it's important for you, before I come back to you with what you actually are qualified for, to really think about what you want to spend. What is your comfort level? What is that max amount that you're willing to go to? And then I come back, and then we kind of, verify the 2 numbers. So you're qualified for $900,000, which can scare a lot of people, and sometimes not. Mainly, you give me a number. I don't want to pay more than $3,500 a month, and then we're going to bring it down to like $700,000. We're going to say, okay, great. So this is the number that we're looking at. This is what your mortgage payment's going to be. These are what the taxes and insurance payment look like. And we kind of come to a place where you feel really comfortable with that payment and moving forward, knowing that you're going to stick to the 700 mark, possibly 720, 730, because in this market you are going to be countered most of the time. So you can understand that, all right, I'm comfortable at 700, but I'm also able to stretch it to 720, 730 in case I need to counter higher. And we come to that conclusion together, and then a lot of the times, if I know you're qualified for much higher, buyers end up going out, seeing houses, and come back to me and be like, okay, so now I really want to look at 775 because you recognize that at first the payment feels like a lot, and then you realize that when you are able to write off mortgage interest and things are tax deductible for you, that the payment becomes a little bit easier to take.
Okay. We have a question for Linda regarding that. Do you see something about it?
And Michelle Garcia had a question.
Yes. So what's a recommended percentage of down payment for a $100,000 home? Is that something you want to answer?
Yeah, sure. So
Okay.
it can be as little as 10% down, or as little, or any amount. Really, I would say in Los Angeles nowadays, people are mostly putting 10% down. I do have a very special case right now, and just got final approval for both loans. It's $850,000 purchase, and I'm doing it with only 5% down. Now, on a file like this, where we're talking jumbo with only 5% down, you have to have a lot of compensating factors. So the credit has to be high. I have to have reserves in the bank. Reserves means the money that's left over in your account after we close. So after your down payment, after closing costs, what's actually left in your accounts afterward. That's what reserves are. So you have to have a lot of reserves, good credit. There has to be great compensating factors on file to go 5% down. I can go up to 900, 950, 5% down. So I would say 10% is a golden spot, easily qualified there.
Okay.
But, if you've got 20, that's always best, I'd say.
Awesome. We had a few more people join. Can you guys send us some thumbs up or hearts if you can hear us? We're not mic'd up like to the point where we're assured that you're going to hear us. So can you guys all hear us? Okay, excellent. Great. Thank you.
There's lots of action going on.
Yes,
outside, right?
so exciting. We actually have a big screen in front of us that we're watching you watch us, which is, it'll really mess with your confidence level. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. we're
trying to stay focused.
We're focusing on being the Wonder Woman panel today, so we're definitely feeling ourselves a little bit right now. All right. So Sandra, do you want to jump in and talk a little bit about? This is Sandra Reese.
Hi.
There you go. Talk a little bit about, credit. And for those people that need to make sure, which everybody obviously, if they're not doing a all cash purchase, if you're involving a bank at all or like a lender, obviously is going to be providing that mortgage, your credit is going to be checked. So can you talk a little bit about that process, what people do, what it is that you can help with to assure that their process, that they'll be able to get the most for their money, so to speak, as far as the mortgage goes?
Yeah, so I definitely recommend that people check their credit before they decide to go look for a property, or even before you get pre-approved, so you can see what's going on with your credit. If your credit is below 580, then you definitely want to look at repairing, what's hurting your credit. And so what we do is we will do a free consultation over the phone where we'll assess your credit report and see what's affecting your credit. So if it's like you have collections or lates or charge-offs, settlements, tax liens, judgments, inquiries, whatever it may be that's affecting your credit, we work on getting that stuff off your credit. We also teach our clients how to rebuild their credit, how to manage their credit so that they can get their credit scores up higher in a quicker amount of time. So our clients, we usually get results for them in as little as 2 weeks to 40 days at minimum. We work with our clients for about 6 months. So if you are looking to buy a home next month, that might be too soon if your credit is bad, but give yourself at least 6 months to a year to start working on your credit before you start, looking to buy, just so that your credit score is as high as possible. You don't want to be in the 500s or 600s. You want to be above 700 so that you can get a better interest rate, and that way you pay less for the loan that you're trying to get for your home. And so we can help you achieve that. Not only do we work on removing negative stuff from your credit report, but we can also add to your credit and put some trade lines on your credit so that you can have some positive credit on your credit, and that way your credit scores go up, higher, faster, and it makes it easier to get approved. It's something I specialize in with my clients because I used to do loans. I know a lot of what it takes to get approved for a loan, and so we specialize in helping our clients, fix their credit, rebuild their credit, manage their credit, so that once they're ready, it's easy. I have so many clients that call me and email me all the time. Oh my God, thank you for helping us buy our first home. We wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So that's, what we specialize in. If you guys are interested in, what I recommend is if you want to monitor your credit, you can get a copy of your credit report for only $1 from a site like privacyguard.com. If you select the $19.99 a month option, you will get all 3 bureaus and your scores, and that way you can see what's going on with your credit. As long as you cancel the account in 2 weeks, they won't charge you a monthly fee. So you get your credit report for $1. Whereas if you go to some other site like Credit Karma, you're only getting access to 2 bureaus, and those scores aren't even accurate. They're not FICO scores. If you go to annualcreditreport.com, you can get a free credit report once a year from all 3 bureaus, but you have to pay for your credit scores. They don't give you a credit score. So you definitely want to know where your scores are at so that you have an idea as to whether you need to clean up your credit or what you need to do before you start the home buying process.
So could you repeat which one you recommend? Because I can put that in the comment section.
Yeah, it's privacyguard.com.
Okay, so here we go.
That's one that we
That's
use.
a great note because people always want to do that.
Yeah.
And they always end up going to Credit Karma and they're never accurate.
No.
You're always like, oh, it's painful because it says 750 and then I pull and it's 710.
Yeah.
And
So to
ultimately
get your
you're
true
disappointed.
credit score, you're going to go to privacyguard.com. I just put that in the comment section, so check that out. That's a good little nugget for you guys to have. Do we have our first winner?
Oh,
What do we
cool.
have? Can you grab it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna pull it. Okay. We have some names. All right. Do you want to go, Natalie?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Here we go. Who is
What
the
are you
winner? They're winning a gift card.
Gift card.
$50 gift card.
Abby,
Abby! Yay! Abby! What? Abby!
show us some hearts.
Abby! You just won! Abby? Where are you, Abby? Where's Abby? Are you seeing this? Get excited. I know there's a little delay with
They do it for
Facebook.
when if it
I think
rolls
so.
off.
So I
Abby,
never
my
see
man
how
is
long
hard.
it takes.
Oh no, they're not.
Are you guys seeing this?
Okay, and she's just about to read it.
Okay, so
Oh,
me-
yes! You won! You won a $50 gift card. Yay! You won.
Woohoo.
Okay. Yes, that's you. Abby, you won. Yay! Yes, send hearts if you realize you won. Yes, you won.
How much do you need as a down,
Down
payment?
payment.
Very good question. Nowadays, depending on the type of loan, so there's two different types of loans. There's conventional loans, conforming loans, and then there's jumbo loans. Depending on what kind of loan, depending on your credit score and down payment the down payment amount will change. So you can put as little as 3% down. There's 3.5% down, then we're going FHA. Normally we only do that if the credit is a little more dinged because the insurance.
So what does
company-
FHA stand for? Just to give people.
Federal Housing Administration.
Okay, cool. So if you want to look it up, you can look it up that way.
Sure, FHA loans are great. FHA is an insurance company though, right? So you're going to pay more of an insurance premium when doing FHA. FHA are for higher risk loans, so with more risk, more insurance. With anything, if we're in Los Angeles and the chances of earthquakes are high, our insurance here for earthquake is very, very high. Same thing, more risk, more insurance. So when it comes to mortgage insurance, based on your credit score, based on your down payment, based on the risk of the file, will determine how high your mortgage insurance is per month. With FHA, it's high, and they charge an upfront fee as well. Still incredible. FHA does amazing things, but they charge for it. I can do a loan with a 580 credit score, 3.5% down, and you can buy a triplex for $1 million and put 3.5% down. You have to live in it. You have to own or occupy always with FHA. You have to be a first-time home buyer. Just means you can't have bought something for 3 years, right?
You can live in it and rent out the other two, so
Of
it's
course.
an income property along with the residential. So
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they do incredible things. Keep in mind, that's going to be a hefty payment. Like, the other two units better bring in a nice amount of money. But you can still do it. It's really great. As far as down payment, I say 3%, but you're only putting 3% down, you're going to pay a high mortgage insurance premium. 5% right now has incredible mortgage insurance premium rates. 10% even better. And obviously 20% down, there's no mortgage insurance. I haven't explained that. So many years ago, they deemed that anything less than 20% down made the loan risky. So because the loan is now risky, you have to insure it. That's what mortgage insurance is. So if you don't put 20% down, you're supposed to have mortgage insurance. Now there are ways around that nowadays. So you can do 2 loans and not have mortgage insurance. You can do 1 loan at the 80%, right, which is 20% down, which would be an 80% loan. And then you can do a second loan for the 10% or the 15%. That way you don't have mortgage insurance. You don't have 1 loan over that 80% mark. I hope that makes sense. You can always email me if it doesn't. But that's kind of the quickest, easiest way to explain it. So down payment, again, like I said, we pay less heed to that nowadays. There's lots of options and opportunities to put very little down and still buy a home.
awesome. Okay. Anything else you want to share? Any credit tidbits before we move on?
Absolutely, yeah. Here's some tips. Keep your balances on your credit cards under 30% of the limit at all times while you're trying to buy a home.
So if we had a banner, it would say, keep your credit cards under 30% balance right now. So remember that. So
Yeah, super important. It helps your scores and it looks better on your credit, especially your DTI ratios. If you don't have any credit cards, you need to establish credit by opening up some secured credit cards. If your scores are under 600, until your scores get above 600, it makes it hard to get approved for unsecured credit cards. I tell people they should have at least 2 to 3 open credit cards at all times on their credit if they are looking to buy. It just maybe depends on, how much they're trying to buy, whether it's a conventional or jumbo loan. So just definitely talk to your lender about that. And monitor your credit. Keep an eye on your credit. Check it at least. When you're in the process of buying, keep it on a monitoring service like Privacy Guard, so you get alerted if anything new pops up on your credit. Put your accounts on auto pay. If you travel a lot, put your credit cards and loans on auto pay so you don't get dinged with the late. Anytime you get dinged with the 30-day late, your scores are dropping about 50 points. So you definitely want to monitor, your payments, make sure they're getting paid on time. Pay your student loans on time. That's the hardest thing to remove from a credit report. So you want to definitely pay your student loans on time and check your credit. And
Sally Mae does not play. Moral of
No.
the story. Don't pay your Sally Mae loans late because she will come for you. All right. So we had a question about taxes on homes. Go for it.
Taxes in LA County range anywhere from 1.15 to 1.25 or higher, a little bit less, a little bit higher, depending on the area. So on a $500,000 home, you're looking at a monthly insurance installment of about $506 a month. Or for the year, it's about $6,200.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
Taxes.
We have people moaning about taxes. I know. They're no fun. Little tidbit. When I got my first car, I was really mad that on top of paying for a car, you have to keep putting gas in the car. This is before all the other economic options were available. So I think of taxes like that with the home. On top of buying the house, you have to keep paying the taxes on it. So in addition to that price tag, you're going to have to, continue to maintain it in that way. PMI.
Some of it being tax deductible.
Yeah, of course.
How can you avoid PMI? Again, there's 2 different ways. So one, put 20% down, then you'll avoid PMI for sure. Second, if the credit is high enough, you can do 2 loans. So you can do one loan at 80% and one loan at however much you're putting down. So 10% second loan would mean 10% down. We call those 80-10-10s. If you're putting 5% down, we would do an 80% first, a 15% second, and 5% down. Those are options for not having to pay MI. You can also pay the entire MI amount up front, and then you won't have to pay it throughout the loan, but you're still paying the MI amount.
All right. We're going to go ahead and segue now to the real estate process and finding your home. But before we move on, we'll let you know we are about to do another raffle prize. So we will let you know who the winner is of that as we gear up for that. 2 more names. Okay, so 2 more people joined.
Okay.
So right before I get started, we'll give another raffle.
What are we getting?
We have this gift basket. I don't know, can we see? Yes. This gift basket here. And we also have this great little situation here.
I'm writing the questions down, guys.
So it says Home Sweet Home. And it has all these goodies inside.
What do you think about moderate income
All right.
programs and fixer upper programs?
Cool.
Hey, Sin.
All right.
There was one.
Sandra, you want to pick the next one?
Okay.
Okay, we have one more person that's going to win right now.
Here's this. Neri?
Neri?
Nettie! Nettie, you won! It always is such a bummer when it takes a while for people to find out they won because we're excited here. And it takes a while for you to be excited with us. So, Nettie, you won. Nettie, we have Nettie here. Huh? She might have had to put the kids down. Well, I know she's somewhere on right now, so let's make sure she knows. As soon as she finds out, she better send us lots of hearts to let us know she won. Special assessment question, we're gonna get back to all the questions as soon as we get to, Nettie found out, she's in there, she knows. Yay, congratulations, Nettie, you have a bunch of goodies. Awesome, all right. Aren't you glad you came? All right, so one of the things I'm gonna do is talk to you a little bit about the home buying process, but more importantly about what it looks like today. There's a few things that people may not realize is going on right now. The fact of the matter is there's about half the inventory on the market now as there was a year ago. So we definitely have minimal inventory, and by that I mean compared to an abundance, okay? So there's definitely some homes that you see on the market. You see them all the time. Thank you for the reminder. The one place that's different is with the luxury market. The luxury market is not as competitive right now. Those homes are cooling down as far as the demand for those goes. So they'll sit on the market a little longer. So if you are in the market for like a premium or luxury home, you're going to see that those homes are available and it's not having all the competitive offers that you see with people who are getting starter homes or just looking to upgrade a little bit with their home. So that's the difference there. Now, one of the things that we hear a lot is like, I'm paying rent, I can't really pay for a mortgage. I will have to let you know this. Whether you're paying rent or a mortgage, let me burst your bubble a little bit, you're actually paying a mortgage regardless. One of them, you're paying your own mortgage. The other one, you're paying your landlord's mortgage. So either way, you're paying a mortgage. It's just one of them is a built-in savings. So that way, that money that you're paying in rent, you're going to be able to recoup later on. So those are the differences between that. Okay. So what would happen is after we go through the pre-approval process, we have you approved for $800,000. We then get into the home search process. So what I would do is sit down with you and talk to you about, okay, what are your wants, what are your needs? How many bedrooms do you need? Do you need a backyard? Do you need a commute that's under 45 minutes from your job? Those are important things to consider when you're talking about where your home is going to be too. So once we figure out those, we'll then narrow down the search and figure out some options. I'll send you some homes that you'll be able to look at. The homes that look good to you, we will then do some tours. You'll be able to check those out. You'll be able to step foot in them, really get a feel for them to be able to make a decision if it's the right one for you. Simultaneously, as that's going on, what I'm going to be doing is asking you some personal questions and asking for some home photos that you've taken of your family. So you don't need to go out and get headshots or anything. But what I'll be doing at that point is taking that information and creating a packet. And in that packet, it's going to tell your story. Why it is that you would want to live in this home, what it is that your family does, hobbies, interests, picture of your dog included in there. And when we get ready to go ahead and place an offer, that's going to be included in the package that I put together for your offer that I'm going to present. Question is posed, is this a good time to buy? It's always a good time to buy. This is a really solid market right now. So when it comes to buying, you have to think about the fact that it's an investment. So you're going to be able to invest in something that's going to be something that you can, really get excited about and want to be in. If this is now it's never a good time to overpay, period, right? So if it becomes a bidding war and when we place that offer, you get a counter offer, if you're not comfortable and that doesn't meet what it is that is going to be good for you based on your pre-approval, then that's not the right house for you. But as we counter and I negotiate that for you, if we can still be in a place that you're comfortable and this home is still the right home for you, then we move forward. Eventually that offer gets accepted, and then there are a few other things that happen. One of the things is that you're going to get the earnest money, which is a small deposit that then you place in. So that earnest money is telling the seller that you are legitimately putting some money where your mouth is for the offer. That money will later on go towards your deposit. So that earnest money is in there during the escrow. And then we begin a series of inspections that will need to happen, and then you'll have escrow working during that time with the machine that goes behind the scenes there. As far as inspections go, there are a few different things that you'll want to do. Home buyer inspection. You're going to also want to consider doing a sewer inspection depending on the age of the home. Definitely want to do a pest inspection to make sure there's termites not eating up things. Here in California, that happens a lot. You definitely need to get a home inspection. The only time I would say is if you're not getting, you can waive not getting a home inspection, but I never recommend that unless you are somebody who is really interested in doing a lot of work to a home. And the idea of any bumps ahead of you as far as, issues with the home and that sort of thing, that for you is not a problem because you have a whole team of people that you know and love that will do free labor for you, So that's the only time I would say don't check out to see if there's an inspection that's needed. There was a few questions that came in, and I'm not keeping track of them because I'm talking, so.
I got the rental property first for first-time home buyer.
Okay.
Yes, you can buy rental property anytime you like. Rental property has a minimum down payment anyway, which is 20% down on a single family residence, 25 on units. So the first-time home buyer products and the things that are available for first-time home buyers, it doesn't really apply for rental property because you have to put a minimum down payment anyway.
As far as the other things we're talking about with repairs, one of the things that will happen is the person that's doing the inspections will create a whole report that they then give to you and to I to look over and see what it is that they've identified as some things that are either issues now or potential issues for later on. So it could be a termite issue where, this is something that needs to be addressed, but it's not eating up the home now, or it could be a sewer issue where a sewer line problem may be happening, or it could be that the stove doesn't work, you find out during a home inspection. So there are a series of different things that could happen that you find out about. At that point, we can put in a request for repairs to the seller. And so that is another contract that I put together and I submit it to the seller agent and say, these are some of the things that came up during inspection. We want to ask that you guys fix these or that you give us a credit at closing. Okay. Oftentimes, sellers don't want to take the time to fix those things because they really want to get things moving along with the home sale process. So they will provide a credit at closing, which is great because then that's less of a closing cost you'll have at that point, and then you can do what you need to do to get that home, the work done that you need to get done. So those are some of the things that happen during that contingency period. After all of those things are addressed, everything's resolved, that contingency is lifted, and then we can get ready to close, okay? So, as far as the homeowner's insurance, that's something else we'll discuss. I'm looking at the time, and I'm realizing I want to make sure we have question and answer time, too, so I'm going to close this up real quick. We will then sign documents. Your loan will get funded at that point. Once your loan is funded, that's when, you're out of the woods. Things are good to go. You're going to get a closing statement at that point from escrow saying this is going to be how much you owe at closing, so you know what that is. Prepare for that. And then you're going to go ahead and close, and then a deed will be recorded to let the county know that you are now the new owner of this property. So that's how you get that set up. After that, you get your keys, which is always an exciting moment, and that home becomes yours. So this is a quick, yes, if we had applause, sound effects, that would be applause. You guys can send applause from home. Yes. Yes. Earthquake insurance, definitely earthquake insurance. And if you're on the coast, you can definitely look into checking for mold for sure. So If you are in some areas of California too where there's fault lines, people are concerned about that often, but I think anywhere in California you should have earthquake insurance. So I believe it's required in some, no? Okay. So I was like thinking about that.
Only in certain zones or certain things required. So if you're in
Yeah.
a flood zone, you're going to have flood insurance. If you're in a fire zone, you're going to have extra fire insurance. It depends.
Yeah.
But earthquake is not required, and it's expensive here. And it goes up every year that not another earthquake happens. So it's $1,500 a year now. Next year it will be $1,650, and then the next year, as long as the earthquake is not happening, every year the insurance for it goes up and up and up until one happens, and then it'll drop back down. So because it becomes riskier every year
Yes.
that goes on that one hasn't happened.
Somebody asked a question about if condos are a good investment. I want to make sure we backtrack a little bit now and answer some of those questions we didn't get to. They are a great investment, but one of the things you want to make sure with condos is you need to factor in the HOA fee. So if you're planning on purchasing a condo and renting it out, you want to make sure that you are factoring in the HOA fee for what it is that you would then be paying every month, or having a tenant pay if you want to be able to break even on that. So it's just one more thing you might want to think about when purchasing a condo, but condos are a great investment, especially in areas where there's a high demand and a really dense area. On the west side of LA here, there's lots of condos, and they have no problem filling those condos all the time. So saying I thought earthquake insurance was a waste of money.
Kinda, sometimes. It's tough to say, but a lot of the times people say that when an earthquake happens, the insurance companies rarely end up paying you out for it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I've not experienced one, so
Yeah.
I'll predict.
So are they still fix and flip opportunities? They are out there, and I actually have some connections to people that are able to pull those for me and find those for me. So they're definitely out there. And if that's something you're interested in, that's part of the conversation when we talk about looking for a home. Do you want a turnkey, which means everything's done, you walk in, maybe you are not that person that wants to be bothered with putting in, different countertops or cabinets, and, you just want to be able to walk in and move your furniture in and that be it. But if you're somebody who, like some people have a green thumb and they like to garden, some people are really good with a tool belt and they want to do some projects around the house, then that's something else to take into consideration. And, there's going to be a cost savings when that's the case, because with a house that's already done, somebody already has done the work for you and fixed it up. Whereas when it's a flip, obviously you're going to be able to do the work and save some money there in the process. So it just has to be something you're up for, and something you're prepared to do. So we'll say that. Okay. Do we have some?
I have
things?
Yes, so
please.
fixer upper programs, there are renovation loans. You have to give yourself, if you're purchasing, you have to give yourself at least 45 days on those, depending on the kind of work that needs to be done. But certainly, we can take the loan on a single family residence up to $680. So depending on the down payment, if you find a home that you love that's, let's say, $500,000 and it needs $250 in work, so that would be a total value of $750. You would just need to put $70,000 down to get to that minimum $680. But we would probably end up doing 10% down. So you would put $75 down. You would have a loan of $675. At closing, we would give you, depending on the program, the renovation program, we would give you probably 50% up front to start the work, and then depending on how fast you get the work done, we give you allotments of the money throughout your renovation period. They're great for flips, and there are renovation loans available for investment properties too. And you can put as little as 5% down on renovation conventional. You can put as little as 3.5% down on renovation FHA. So there's lots of options for it. It's a little bit of a struggle, escrow, because there's a lot of documentation that needs to be signed and done. But almost everybody I know who's doing renovation loans that I've closed on are thrilled with it, because they get to put the countertops that they want, and they get to put the flooring that they want in the home. So they build it as their own instead of buying something new that's just been flipped, that doesn't have really the special cosmetic work that they would prefer. So they're great. They're great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's a great way to go. So we're going to do another raffle soon. We have a few more people that joined, so we're going to make sure to include them in the next raffle. We have another $50 gift card, this one to Amazon. But one more thing I want to say is, we talked about the fact that inventory is not as high as it has been a year ago. I'm going to take this time to share one more thing regarding that. If you know anybody that's interested in selling or maybe needs to be nudged a little bit, let them know this is a great time to sell. The market is great. They're going to get top dollar to be able to sell their home right now. So please give me a call. I would love to come and talk to them. We can have more conversation about that. Yes, question about inventory. Yes, the inventory is what I'm curious. So, Michelle, what's your question about inventory? Okay, we'll wait for her to come back with clarification on that question as far as inventory goes. All right, my number. Here's my number. Okay, here we go. I haven't asked anybody ask for my number in a while, so I'm flattered. Here we go. My number is 310-428-7520. Hi, Sheena. 310-428-7520. Yes, for craftsmen, again, it's all about location, Michelle. So what area do you want to be in with a craftsman? That's part of the conversation. We'd have to figure out what we're narrowing down as far as the scope goes. So when we're talking about location and style of home, those both have to, be addressed at the same time, obviously. So I'd love to work with you on that. So call me girl. And we'll talk more about that because, maybe I'll move into that. Sounds beautiful. All right. Are there any more questions before we give out the next raffle prize? All right. Actually, that's our raffle. Okay, cool.
How can I get a buyer consultation?
How can I get a buyer consultation? I would love to meet up with you. So what you just need to do is let me know that you would like to meet, and I will contact you and set up a time. Really short amount of time we could do that in. So about 20 minutes of your time is all I need. So it won't be a big time commitment on your part. And it'll be our opportunity to cover all of this in a more detailed way where we're going to be able to really talk about what your wants and needs are instead of kind of this general scope that we're talking about here. First time buyer question.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. First time home buyers, if the credit is very good, rates are still historically low. They've come up a little bit in the past couple weeks, but they are still historically low, and they are available for first time home buyers, of course. FHA being a very low rate option. First time home buyer kickbacks. Kickbacks isn't necessarily a word we like to use in the business anymore. We got in trouble for those in 2007 and 8. But there are options for first time home buyers. Somebody did ask about moderate income. With moderate to low income, the city does have some options for down payment assistance. There are down payment assistance programs as well. There are special programs for teachers and city workers, depending on what. But yes, there's lots available.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Any more questions that we have before I call off the next raffle winner? All right. So now we have to wait for that delayed moment where we find out who wins and we find out a few seconds later. So we're going to continue our segment. The person on the other end was on. So send us a heart if you want us to pull your name. All right, here we go. Amazon $50 gift card. Who's you want to go? Do you want to grab?
Sure.
Okay. All right, here we go. We have a question about VA loans next too.
Okay. Crystal
Oh, Crystal.
Crystal!
with a K.
Crystal with a K! Let's wait.
What's
Ideal
Yeah.
score.
That's for you.
Crystal with the K! Crystal with the K!
loans? So.
You won! Crystal,
Where's the VA?
can you hear us? Crystal, you won! Yes. Okay, let's wait
That's
till Crystal.
hysterical.
Because no, it's always fun to find out when that person knows they won.
I'll
Crystal,
yeah.
are you there? Okay. We'll wait. Let's go ahead. You can answer the question.
Okay, so
Crystal will chime in eventually.
Crystal, yay! VA loans are phenomenal loans. If you are a veteran, I think it's the most incredible loan out there. You can put zero money down. There's no mortgage insurance. Rates are definitely low. It's just a great option. Sometimes even the sellers are responsible to pay your closing costs, depending what kind of certificate of eligibility you have. So normally the first thing I do with VA is I ask for that COE. We get that in, we look at what you're eligible for, and we take it from there. And we close VA loans quick, which is very nice. Most of the time, lenders like a few extra days on those. Appraisals on VA loans take a little bit longer, but I closed one a couple months ago in like 15 days.
That's awesome.
So it's a great one. I love VA.
Ideal
Everybody
score.
loves VA.
I do.
We got people
I know.
chiming in talking about best one
It's
ever.
incredible. It's a really great loan. Ideal credit score. So optimal credit score for conventional, that means loan of 680 and below for single family residences, is 740. Anything above 740 doesn't matter. You can have a 740 credit score, you can have an 810 credit score, you're going to get the same rate. Anything above 740 is great. Then every 20 points under gets hit in a different way to the rate. So at 720, the rate's going to get hit very little. At 700, the rate's going to get hit a little. 680 hit, 660 hit, 640 hit. So every 20 points below it is going to be a little bit off on the rate. For jumbo loans, every 20 points above 740 help the rate. So you get a little bit of an extra credit, a little bit of an extra credit for 760, 780 for 800 and above. Even then, a little bit of an extra credit towards the rate. So on jumbo, it matters every 20 points no matter where you are. I would say anything over 700 is great. We can do any loan, even jumbo over 700.
What's the lowest credit score you'll work with? 'Cause I get that question a lot.
A lot. FHA is 580. There are FHA programs that will go to 500, but there's a ton of extra paperwork that I need. A lot of proving of hardship and things like that. We really like to stick to the 580. Conventional loans are 620 and above.
But here's the thing about this credit score and the 500 versus the 580. Sandra will kick in here, and the other Sandra at the table, and she will help you to get your credit score up so you're not at that below, I guess we'd say sketchy, a little, more difficult, challenging loan approval process. So you would contact her. She would help you to get your credit score up, and then the lender, Natalie, would come in and be able to help you get approved for a loan. So what's the average price of home in your area? Oh gosh, it's Sheena. It's if you're talking about there's.
It's weird here in LA
It's
because we're in Beverly
LA,
Hills right
yeah.
now. So it's
So
like,
we're in Beverly
3
Hills.
million.
Yeah. So a regular home is like 3
and then
million.
drive a mile south and you're like 600,000.
Yeah. So my area, that scope, it's a little different because with LA, you could, take a left turn for a mile and, the prices drop automatically very quickly. But we're actually in Beverly Hills. We're in B Hills now, people, because we fancy. We have our cameraman over here laughing at me, so at least I'm entertaining him. Yes, we're in the 90210. Everybody here has money. Yeah, it's a good time. So here we go, little Cardi B reference for all the kids. So, any other questions? Any other questions? We don't want to say goodbye because we like hanging out with you guys, but we want to find out if anybody has any other questions before we go. Okay. We want to congratulate the winners of the raffle at Raffles. We had our first winner, which was Nettie. So congratulations to Annette, Nettie for short. We also had Abby that won, and then Crystal that won. So congratulations to all the winners. Thank you guys all for all of your feedback, your questions. You guys can still send hearts and likes because, you know, that always makes us feel good on this side with the feedback. We have what do we have?
Over under rate of 3%. Over. Rates are over. Rates are in the mid 4s, which are still amazing. There are ARMs, adjustable rate mortgages. Those may be in the high 3s, depending on the product, depending on what you want. There are mid 3s available. It just depends on the file.
And I just plugged my phone number in there. Somebody asked about my phone number, so there you have it. Does red come in? I don't know what that means.
If I buy a house, does red come with it?
What are we talking about? I don't know. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Any last questions before we go? Because we are going to shut it down. I'll let you guys go on with your night.
We'll post our contact info in the comments. That way, if you guys have any questions for us, you can call us directly.
Yes.
I do free consultations over the phone, so give us a call.
Yes. All right. Everybody, have a great night. Thank you for taking the time to check us out. We're going to sign out here from Beverly Hills. I don't know where you guys are. You can also write in the comment section what city you guys are in. That would be kind of fun, so we can know where everybody's at. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.